Welcome, YouTubers. It's Mr. Zan over here with another segment of One Punch Man. Oh yeah. Where I'm at this time, I'm actually gonna review the last episode of Daisuke.net's One Punch Man, which was the number 12, the strongest hero. Only standing at 24 minutes. I'm not gonna say it ended pretty nice. But to be honest, the episode actually didn't start off like all the other episodes actually started off. It actually started off with Lord Boros still continue to fight Saitama, which in my opinion, I thought it was Saitama's longest fight that I've ever seen throughout the whole entire series. Out of all the other enemies that Saitama has fought, all his enemies were just done in one punch, and and that's just it. They're just out cold. One Punch Man right there at its best. But no, Lord Boros actually kept it together. Lord Boros actually had to transform like two times throughout the whole fight. He was going like Super Saiyan ape shit all over Saitama, and Saitama was just literally just going giving that blank poker face throughout the whole time. Okay, 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 you're so strong, but okay. And I'm here like thinking about this guy, freaking Saitama over here. It's a freaking comedian. Lord Boros actually well, he actually felt in alive throughout this whole entire fight. I felt that Lord Boros was actually pushing and gunning. He actually was enjoying this fight. It was almost as if like he was meant to fight Saitama. He was even spouting out some of his philosophy on like, oh yeah, the prophecy that that he was supposed to meant to fight a strong being across the galaxy, and so forth. But Lord Boros actually met his maker through Saitama though, in the end, of course. You know, luckily for Lord Boros though, Saitama actually in the last episode, he actually finally showed one of his serious moves, and regardlessly, because usually how Saitama just one punches everybody else. Saitama actually showed off one of his strongest moves, and it was shown in a dramatically huge way that you literally see his attacks spam across the entire world, and they even showed like a nice picture that went along with it. Like it literally showed the like an eagle eye view of Earth, and you just literally see like the clouds separate into like a nice V section, like a cookie cutter, right there across the clouds, and you're just like thinking like wow, like that's just how epically amazing amazing and strong Saitama was against Lord Boros. That there was just this is Lord Boros, and this is Boros in his second form, and it was like in his last form, and Saitama was just like he was like not even like he was like up there, like he was actually fighting at him with the intent like that, like I'm still serious. When are you gonna be serious, man? But and it's I love that about this episode is that throughout all the explosions and everything, all the innocent bystanders are just there, just like looking at themselves like what what's going on, and you just get blown to pieces. Just to go show, just like for the animators trying to show that you know Saitama and Lord Boros are actually fighting on a higher plane. That no it's like top tier fighting strength that's going on across the roof of it. And it's so ironic that I love how the animators actually got it down from the manga too as well. It was so perfect that Lord Boros kicked Saitama all the way to the moon, and from the moon, Saitama actually he was actually floating in space for like at least 20 seconds or 30 seconds or at least a minute or so. In anime logic, of course, probably like 2 minutes maybe or less than that. But of course, you know, in that episode, you just literally see Saitama just goofing off in space, and you're just like thinking like, oh, you know what? I thought he was gonna he could ascend. Of course, I already saw the manga, but he if the animators wanted to play around, he could ascend like at least a punch straight off straight from the moon all the way down to Lord Boros. But no, instead he actually he jumped from back from the moon all the way down to back to Lord Boros' ship, and Lord Boros is over there just looking at himself like, "Oh, WTF? What is going on here? I thought you were done. That I killed you. You know, and his blood was already like massively, massively fired up for this fight." But no, in the end though, you actually see Lord Boros and them actually continue fighting, and then you know, meanwhile, well, I'm still, and I love how the episode goes is that throughout all this fight, you literally see all the S class heroes still continuing to fight one of the less one of the lesser minions from Lord Boros. And I love how they're all just like kind of toying with him, knowing that they all actually could beat him, and like how they I love that the S class heroes all have that pride and mentality that, oh, I'm gonna defeat you. You know, you're still nobody. You know, you're still nobody here. And here, like, the freaking alien was just going back and forth, like saying, oh, I'm still gonna beat you guys. Oh no, oh no, oh no. But no, that alien was done for, right there and then. Even he was like the second strongest, up there with Lord Boros, or I think it was third, second or third. I'm trying to remember. And and he actually got done really quickly once they all figured out. I think it was thanks to Metal Bat, if I remember correctly. It was thanks to Metal Bat that they actually were able to defeat him. But nonetheless, One Punch Man, you are one amazing episode right there. Pure action, no filler. Oh yeah. But continuing on throughout the episode, I like how they actually changed the pace as well. It was all pure action in the beginning. Started to slow. It reached its climax in the middle, and then right there at the end, it kind of slowed down to the aftermath of the effect, because after the aliens were all done for, we actually see that some of the heroes are actually they're starting to become more antagonistic. Actually, I think it was a Sweet Mask they call him, or in the what are the translators, they called him a my mask. It was something similar to that, but I remember in the main they call him handsomely Sweet Mask, and he seems to be like a probably gonna be he's probably might be an antagonist in the future if the author one will like to do, because I mean he kind of had like a really negative aspect towards defeating his enemies. Even Genos pointed it out that it was really a dark way of overlooking justice. And like you're just wondering that the Sweet Mask could have had some sympathy for the aliens that he had that survived from the crash from Saitama's epic epic fight that was happening upstairs. But no, Sweet Mask actually just killed them all in just one fell swoop. And that's how you know that it's all politics within the S class heroes. That some of them are rising above the ranks thanks to supposedly Sweet Mask. That he's not letting people become strong because he's in charge of letting people become S class because of all the casualties that happen uh, through the S class system. But you just look at that and you're like wondering, wow, there's a lot of dark stuff within that system right there. You know, and you're here wondering like, man, and then you can't have to overlook the fact that Metal Knight is also he's starting to also seem like another antagonist in that little brief short monologue and that Genos and Drive Knight were talking about. You could see that Metal Knight probably might become. He might. I'm not saying he is. 'Cause I don't. From what I read so far, he might not be. But I feel personally like the author one could possibly go and make him an antagonist as well. Just the way that he overlooks things and he's weaponizing stuff, and of course, the main characters with their sense of pride and their own right sense of justice could probably might conflict with Metal Knight's own sense of justice. Excuse me. But oh, and let's not forget the epic S class hero, Pre Prisoner. he is actually naked throughout all this. Of course, no, you're going through there like throughout the whole episode, and you're just wondering, oh my god, all this is going on. Wow, regarding while they're all still talking, I'm here looking at him like, oh crap, this mofo is actually naked still. I'm like thinking like, oh man, must be really awkward to while you're fighting, you're like, like amongst the S class heroes, and you're just like wondering, ah, oh, Jesus Christ, I just stare at his dong. You're just like wondering, oh man, what the hell is this guy thinking of? Of course, he's one of the more flamboyant S class heroes, of course. Pretty strong, by the way. If any of you viewers haven't seen him, he's actually a pretty strong character. He's one of the weakest S class heroes, but he's on there. He's on top there, you know. And you know, what else? What else? What else is there to talk about? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Love how the way the episode ended was it kind of ended in it's similar to how the whole series started with One Punch Man coming in to save the day with one punch. Love how they ended it with that. So it's a nice way that how they kind of slowed it down right there, leaving for viewers for probably a spin-off series or some or if any other production company wants to continue along, they could just it's just I love the way how they kind of ended that episode right there. Of course, we're still gonna wait for the other seasons to come out later later in the years, depending on what route's gonna happen and how the popularity is gonna go out. But the episode entirely was pretty good. For a Saturday night, you watch it. You'll people will be amazed at it. I just love the way it was actually well paced out throughout the entire episode. You know, if you all love shonen or or some pure fighting adrenaline, that fight right there was off the hook. Yes. Well, this is Mr. Zen signing off here because I run out of stuff to say, and that episode was just off the hook right there. So subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what your opinion about that entire episode was about. What was your favorite scene or what what do you think? What do you think of Metal Knight? And what do you think is gonna happen for next upcoming scenes? Just any opinions. Of course, some people might have already read the manga and everything, but just offer your opinions. Give it a shout out right there. But yes, this is Mr. Zen signing out.